It's been 2 years since my husband died from a bike accident. While most would immediately assume he died while swerving to miss a deer on his motorcycle, it was actually an 18 speed and he was just going no-handed. He was a biker for the U.S. Postal Service and not a good one when you consider he died from doing it. I do miss him. The moments of complete peace that we spent together, just watching the world, were the small things about him. How he would scrunch his nose for no reason, or exit a conversation without a goodbye and just a salute. The way he was confident that everything in the world was the way it was supposed to be and no matter what, things would work out. That feeling of comfort has faded, and I'm left alone in the world. Every day sitting alone in a cemetery, surrounded by complete silence. With some guy staring at me. Again. Every day he stares at me from a distance, and every day he seems to move closer.
What's this lady's deal? Coming here to a cemetery with her notebook and looking at me while I work. It's a depressing place as it is, and then she shows up every day, sitting alone, staring off into space. Can't she do this at home? I understand that people don't want to let go of the ones they've loved and lost. Hell, my mother's buried next to the tree in the backyard. I built the casket out of tomato stakes and wood glue. Neighbors thought it was a little odd, but they got over it. This girl is just as odd, though, showing up every day to stare at a grave. I don't want to say that I'm a good-looking man. I think it's clear that things have definitely gone downhill since I was throwing javelins back in high school. Girls don't quite look at me the way they once did. Now all they see is a poorly dressed farmer/cemetery worker. I shouldn't complain so much about her being there. And it's not that I don't like her. She's just a little too pale for me.
So you dislike her because she's pale?
No, that's ridiculous. She can't help it if her parents had a vitamin D deficiency that was never fully addressed.
So you dislike her because she's pale?
I dislike her because she's pale and wears beige.
Don't tell me you're trying to find a girl for Ollie.
Sally thinks that girls from town are permanently in heat and wear black panties with slits in the crotch.
You're never gonna find love in a graveyard.
Thanks, Sally.
You gonna talk to her tomorrow?
About what?
You have a farm. Talk to her about that.
He has one cow. One.
It's still a farm, you old hag. A farmer has to be as alert as a fighter pilot every minute of the day. I lost 2 fingers when I was 4, trying to cut down a tree with a power saw. I've also got a cow.
Why would a 4-year-old be playing with a power saw?
That's not even an issue right now. I found myself staring at his 2 missing fingers and I felt bad for him.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to hug him. Some random cemetery worker. The only living person in the world that probably spends more time there than I do.
Well, you two have something in common then.
I bet he's a killer. He kills people and then he takes care of their graves. It's job security.
But the private sector has been experiencing job growth for the past 35 months, according to recent job reports. So maybe you could just say hello.
And then I just watched her drive away.
It's possible that you want to love her, But you admit that it scares you because the only affection you ever show is reading books to a cow.
Yes.
Scares you so much you'd be willing to undergo a heart transplant with a dog just to feel better about it?
I don't even know if that's possible.
Oh, it's possible.
Mr. McGreedy first gained national attention when he claimed to have discovered neutrons in 2004. He also believes he can meld the heart and mind of a human and a loving animal. He is also the leading dog breeder in the county. I once tried to breed dogs. There's no predicting how that whole thing would turn out.
How old is your dog?
6 months.
Oh, that's not good.
Ready?
You're sure this won't hurt your dog?
Done it 1,000,000 times.
That's overestimating a little bit.
No. All right. Here we go.
You gotta make the decision to move forward or stay exactly where you are. Your husband died trying to do something most 10-year-olds can do with their eyes closed. Do you agree?
I do.
And that most likely means you'll have to accept the fact that forward progress is necessary.
I will know when I know. There will be some sign.
Maybe a sign from this guy is his missing fingers.
Well, there's clearly something not normal about him.
Technically, normal is just someone who hasn't yet been studied in sufficient detail. So either he's completely wrong for you, or he's the only conceivable one.
Since McGreedy deemed the operation a success, I realized that I was approaching her in a manner that was not befitting of a canine. The grave she visits belongs to a Cassidy. Finding her was as simple as calling every business in town and asking them if they employed a Cassidy.
Do you want to get lunch with me?
What?
Do you want to get lunch with me?
I already have lunch.
Do you want to get lunch with me?
You just threw out my lunch.
Yes, I did.
Your eyes are funny.
Thanks.
And that's when I decided that being a taxidermist wasn't the happy career that I thought it was going to be. Apparently, the animals are already dead when they get dropped off, so there's never actually any playtime.
I honestly couldn't tell you what all was said at dinner.
So intriguing about working
But
in
when
the
I said I could
library.
pay for the both of us, she said,
Well, thank you. Because it's my birthday, and this could be my birthday present.
This made me realize two things. One, that she wasn't expecting to get any other presents. And two, I was completely in love with her.
Well, thanks for lunch. It means a lot.
Listen, it's 9:30. I've got to go. The cow needs feeding like 2 hours ago.
So you really do have a cow.
Just one.
A real farmer.
What's your name?
A shrimp. Well, it's short for Desiree.